Touche.
Church Radio Aid Station. I'm Matt Raymond. Who are you two?
I'm Ali Pottinger.
I just chucked a block of ice in my mouth. Sorry. I'm Andrew, but go.
Okay, so for someone who does this for a living, and you're quite good at it, if I walked into your studio and was like, okay, ready, and then I suddenly gargled a mouthful of Mentos, you'd be like, amateur.
I just thought you'd be talking for longer. I forgot that we all had to say something. I'll get there.
You'll get there. Right. Friends, what should we talk about this week on the Dirt Church Radio Aid Station? I mean, big week in the ultrasphere last week, wasn't it? Lots of stuff going on.
There always is these days, it seems. Everyone's making noise, and the good thing is there's a lot of people getting out there and getting some awesome runs done.
Yeah, so Dead Cow Gully is happening
Right now?
At the moment, and
I'm just trying to load it up to see if it's impossible to get easy updates.
yes,
I mean, would it kill them to put a timing bloody what?
Wouldn't it?
yeah.
I don't understand.
It's like a live spreadsheet or something would be great.
At least they've got a medic this year. But I heard Jane McAlpine.
Took the New Zealand women's record.
She's so awesome.
Yeah, and Holly Ranson took the Australian one at the same time. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and she's still going, eh? Is that right?
Holly Ranson's still going.
She's still
Jane
going,
pulled out, I think, lap 54.
I mean, there's two ladies out there.
yeah.
Is that right? Jennifer
Rousseau.
is out there. So in the middle of tomorrow is the female world record. So if they keep going, you never know. But yes, surely a timing, what am I?
Too advanced.
They've got a live stream and I don't get it, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean's just down the road.
Would make
isn't
life a bit easier, wouldn't it?
Look, I'm going to nail my colours to the mast, and this is absolutely with all love and respect, and these people are fantastic and amazing and rah-rah, but the longer that thing goes on, the less I care about it.
Why?
Because that's the mood I'm in. Because I love that they got a world record at 100 miles. I think they got the most people ever at a backyard at 24 laps. I absolutely love that. And I do love that they will go, you've got all these people and they're going to go and they're going to, try to do something absolutely incredible. And good on them. And my passion for that wanes the longer it goes on and the less and less people get into it, and we're talking getting up to sort of 100 plus laps. I'm like, cool. No hate. All respect and love.
Do you like Test cricket, Matt?
Okay, so Test cricket is the Corriander of the sports world, Andrew. I open the fridge, I'm like, what is that disgusting smell? It is turning it's my throat, nothing happens. Frequently there's a draw.
First of all, how dare you put Corriander and Test cricket in the same sentence?
You asked me an honest question. Yeah, no, I hate Test cricket.
But it's the endurance is part of the interest. The fact that
but Test cricket. If Test cricket, if you started off with a full team of 22 people and then you got less and less and less, and then it was just one dork with a bat and one dork with a ball on day 5, maybe I'd actually care about that more because that would be quite fun.
That's exciting. I like it.
They would get more. They would get better and better because you'd have more of a chance of getting someone out. But then I'd probably care about that more.
But I think that the same sort of thing applies. Like, the first day of a test match is just all about getting into it, getting it started. You were laying the groundwork for hopefully a solid 5 days, and that's all these guys are doing. But
it's adversarial. Test cricket is V versus V. And
it's you versus the course. I think my analogy sort of holds up. If you don't like Test cricket, you don't like 5 days of backyard. There you go. And If you do like Test cricket, you do like 5 days of backyard.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I said I don't like Test cricket, and I have a massive amount of respect for the athletes who have that endurance. I just care about it less and less as it goes on.
Sure.
There's a difference.
Yeah. I don't know. I find it interesting. I mean, I
find it interesting.
They're already at 60 hours. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's taken that long to get 60 hours.
That's incredible. 60 hours is incredible.
Our mate Simon's still out there as of this recording. It's Monday evening.
I do not wish for this to be misconstrued as I don't like backyards and I don't like the fact that anyone's trying to get a record. I said I do like that. I respect it. I think it's fantastic. I don't like Test cricket. I'll quite happily say that. And they're not the same. But what I am saying is, personally, I don't know.
I'm the opposite. I think the first day and a half now of a backyard is largely pointless. It doesn't actually get remotely interesting until we're at least 2 days in. And then I'll start to pay attention. With these massive ones, obviously the local Kiwi ones where people are sort of battling it out for a 30 to 35 thing, it's more interesting, all the way through. But when you've got guys saying, I'm going to run 100, or Sam Harvey saying I'm going to 150 hours, well, then I'll tune in at 100, thanks, I mean, that's when it's going to be spicy, isn't it? See if they can start another one. But, I think you just lay in the foundations in the first couple of days.
Yeah, I think for me, I don't know, other people aren't, well, I guess they sort of are cannon fodder then, eh? Because someone going for their best lap at trying to get 6 laps.
No, they're not cannon fodder because they've got their own personal journey.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Ellie?
What's my take on it?
Yeah.
I think the thing I find frustrating is that, kind of we already talked about, is that you go to try and find out what's happening and it's really hard to see.
This one is.
Who's out there, what lap they're on. They're not even giving you we're on lap 54, this is who's here, or anything like that. So it's really hard when you're invested in someone to go, well, what is actually happening? Where are they up to? So that's the thing that I'm finding frustrating, is that the communication around it is quite difficult compared to the races that we're used to, where you can go, oh, okay, I'll look find out who's been through this checkpoint and exactly what's happening. But it's just a bit confusing.
This is going to sound super annoying and contrarian. I kind of like that.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I kind of like that it's, it's sort of it's the dichotomy, isn't it? And I guess it's the thing, it's the Laz thing, it's the, he put these races on for 25 years, 30 years in complete anonymity and was having these backyard races, right? And then everyone and their grandmother wants to know about them, and it's this big thing. And it's kind of the antithesis of how the sport started out. So I'm a complicated guy. I can hold two things in my head.
Yeah, pick a lane, Matt.
No, I don't have to. It's all in one lane. I like the fact that it's on. I respect the athletes. The longer it goes on, I get a bit bored of it, perhaps. And I like the fact that that it kind of is happening in real time. And we might miss out on the nitty-gritty and have to find out later, because that's how things used to work. Much like in Test cricket, if Don Bradman, right, he's at the crease, it's 1830 or whatever, whenever he played.
1830.
You're not going to know stroke by stroke. You're going to read about it in the paper.
Sure, back in 1830 when Don Bradman was in his
whenever
prime,
he was doing it, I don't know. It wasn't 1900s?
Yeah, mid 1900s, 1940s, yeah.
But the thing is, with backyard ultras, everyone's too tired to write the article, so you don't actually know. They're like, whatever, it's done now.
Honestly, the live stream, it says here right now as I'm looking at it, yard 58. Nothing else. I mean, that's fine. Yeah, at least I know they're on the 58th hour. But do you guys feel like just typing a few more, like 11 remaining?
No, I love it.
That would be helpful, maybe. 2 females, 9 males, I'm guessing. I don't know how many are remaining. But I don't know, just a little, it isn't 1950 or 1830 anymore. Come on, guys.
You're there.
It's a live stream on YouTube.
Yeah, and the eyes of the world are watching, so just put a bit more out.
Well, then I guess that's being contrary. I would rather that they just didn't have a live stream.
Okay. We're getting nowhere. We're getting absolutely nowhere. Sorry.
No, why are we getting
If anyone's listening to this, sorry, we've wasted 9.5 minutes of your life and achieved absolutely nothing.
Okay. Camille Heron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into a nice non-contentious subject. How did we find the interview? How did we find the response?
You know what? So before when I reached out to her and said, Camille, will you have a chat with us? It'd be great to, share your experience and kind of get to grips with what you want to talk about, so we can understand it better. So I feel like you've got someone coming to you that's got something they feel strongly about that we don't have the same knowledge or understanding of. I don't know, I'm speaking for Andrew as well, but I'm pretty sure neither of us know all of the rules intimately and, what it's like to go for a world record and what should be happening, what the drug testing's like after these things or that sort of thing. so I think the interview was really good because I wanted to learn more about her side of the story. And you know what? If we really kind of try and challenge people on topics that they know more than us about, or, you know, like they've agreed to come on our show with trust and respect and then just kind of rail them, we're not going to have anyone to talk to. I think we'll learn a lot from our conversation anyway, hopefully.
Yeah, I thought you guys played it brilliantly. I thought it was, you know, you don't want like a fawning softball interview, nor do you want, you know, the kind of penultimate scene in A Few Good Men when, you know, Tom Cruise is banging on the courtroom bar, I want the truth, and you can't handle the truth, it's so hard. Right. It seems to me that the main kind of backlash that she got was around the alleged Wikipedia thing. And that has got much more of a life of its own. I mean, I wrote about it in the newsletter last week. I mean, just how, you know, it's like an elegant and dorky way to torpedo your career, and there's certainly been a massive she's paid a price for that, right? But
I don't think it was her. Like, it came from Connor's account.
It's the camp, right? Yeah. It's the camp, and she's the public-facing person of that.
But do you know, do you have to and should you have to answer for everything that your wife does? Either of you. They are their own people, right?
No, I don't think you should, and I don't agree. But this is the thing, that, and I guess we get into the kind of the public-facing thing. Like, what I'm saying is, I don't believe that, you know, the thing that I put on the end of the newsletter, like, what if you made your browser search history the qualification for an ultramarathon? If we're going to get into thought crime, if we're going to get right into the weeds with people, you know, like, how do you judge? Like, yeah, it was a stupid thing to do. But exactly, that's the point I'm making. I was prepared for quite a backlash because I'd gone on to Reddit, which I again, it's right up there with Test cricket for me. God. And
I brought it up as an example, and you just
and I'm going to ride that up to the beach, bro. It's
the greatest game.
What is that sound? Those are the pebbles on the hull. But I went into Reddit, and I was actually quite concerned because some of the comments, you know, like really vitriolic and quite personal and quite, you know, like I said, like no one ever went after. We were having that discussion about that other kind of thing. I was like, well, no one was commenting on that dude's nose, you know. But there was a whole lot of comments. I was surprised that everyone was just kind of very chill about it. So good job.
Or maybe the haters have just been really polite because Kiwis are really nice and they haven't got back to us. So please send you a hate mail to Matt at dirtchurch. Is that a real email address?
No, it's not.
Oh, I stink. No, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, no, I'm hiding. It's dirtchurchradio@gmail.com.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, send it to that one.
Right. So next topic we have on the agenda, again, this is actually non-controversial. Western States Week. Who's stoked?
Yeah. I saw Caitlin's Instagram update. Did you see her heat training montage? That was great. Oh, yeah. That was pretty cute.
I think she should win Ultra Runner of the Year for that and the artificial intelligence post that she put for UTA when she was riding the kangaroo. She had the boomerang in her mouth.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Absolutely fantastic. She's got much stronger game, I think, in that space than anyone else on the world stage.
Well, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you guys, but I happened to run Western States last year. I don't know if I've mentioned that at all at any point.
Did you?
Yeah,
was that silver medal you bought to the car park that time, and you wouldn't let any of us touch?
Yeah,
is that your race bib and belt buckle, like just right behind you, just framed on the wall there? And
anyway, so yeah, but breaking news.
Is that your profile picture, and you've got that shirt on at Western States? And it's got the Western States shirt.
Just be thankful I've got a shirt on, mate,
and the Western States hat. Yep.
Honestly, the shirt, can I just say the shirt is beautiful quality.
Oh, mate, if it was
one of the finest shirts I've ever had.
Never take it off.
Is that the one you're wearing right now?
Well, I should be. But the FOMO is just horrific this week. It's because all my brain is doing is right now thinking, okay, it's Monday. Where was I? I was in San Francisco. It was like 38 degrees, and I went for some runs on these trails just south of San Francisco, and it was just amazing. And all these lizards running around, and I think there was a deer on the trail, like in the Bambi movie. It was amazing, and so I'm kind of going through that this week, just like, oh man, it's so cool over there. But speaking of cool, apparently it is slightly cooler this year. So that will be interesting. Suits some certain people that live in a little village in Norway, perhaps. I don't know. Or are we looking at a Kiwi on wins on both sides? Are we just going to call it now? Daniel
wouldn't
and
that be
Caitlin?
the dream?
Imagine that.
That'd be the dream. And I want that in my heart. But I was hoping for some more sort of strident analysis. I mean, we've got Killian. Obviously, everyone goes, it's flat running, but it's not flat running, right? But it's less. I've heard you describe the course.
It's not flat at all. It's actually a lot harder than you think. It's 5,500 vert. You spend the first 50 kilometers above 2,000 meters on terrain that's just constantly going up and down. The easiest bit is the end, like easy. The last 50 Ks is not too difficult and there's not too many hills. But the only problem is you've run 110 Ks by that point.
The first 50 of it above 2,000 metres on undulating terrain.
Yeah. You're quite, by the time you get to Michigan Bluff, is that 50K? You're feeling it, eh? You're like, phew. And then you get this mint road section, like a packed gravel road that has a really gentle downhill for like 7K, and that was wicked. You're just cruising it. You're like, oh, finally I feel real good. I'm moving well. You got a bit of space. That's awesome. Killian, I think we mentioned last time, he just did his final long training run was 80K in 6 hours and 4 minutes with 2,500 vert, mimicking half of Western States. I know he had a bad run at the Broken Arrow. I don't know if that means anything. I hope it doesn't.
Means nothing for these guys and girls.
I don't think so. I think a lot of people are saying the same thing. Like they're basically saying with David Roche, they're saying he's either sub 14 or DNF. And I get that because these guys are just going to go for it. I don't know if Killian will absolutely send it from the start, but David will. He will probably in the first half of the race break every record there is. It's just how that second half goes. And, Killian he knows the DLA, he knows how to do these races. So, I mean, my dream scenario is Killian passes Roche on the Placer High School track with 200 metres to go for both of them to finish in under 14 hours. That's my dream.
Holding hands.
No, there will be none of that. God, he will too. If it's Killian, he will hold his bloody hand. Oh,
100%
damn it, why did you have to say that? You've just ruined it for me. No, he better not.
Hey, you love sports where there can be a draw at the end.
Okay. Yeah, I have to take that one.
No, I don't hope that. I agree. I love the fact that it finishes on that track, and I love because it reminds me of the what's it called? The Hell of the North, the cycling race that ends on the cycling track. Oh God, I can't remember. But anyway,
I can't help you there. Sorry.
Just talk amongst yourselves.
On the female side, it's a lot more open.
Yeah, there's a number of women.
I mean, I actually think Caitlin's got a pretty good shot. Don't want to talk her up too much, being her first 100-miler.
Well, what do we think about Dan? Where do we think? So it's Paris-Roubaix. That was the race I was referencing. It finishes on the velodrome in Roubaix. But what do we think about Dan Jones? What do we think? I mean, he's got a fifth. He's got a fourth. He was an hour quicker this year, last year. What do we reckon? I
think if David and Killian both have good days, no one's touching either of them.
Yeah. But
there's so many good
I'm with
runners.
You there. But yeah, it's so close. That's the thing, eh?
The top five will be mad, but there will be favourites that blow up. We just don't know which ones yet. Could be any of them, I think.
Not our Dan.
But not Dan. He's too consistent, mate. Danny Jones, Adam Peterman, Rod Farvard, of course, second last year. Caleb Olsen. I mean, who knows? It's going to be good though.
I mean, Ryan Montgomery in the mix. He was 20th last year, 7th the year before. So I'm not talking about top in the podium, but there's tons of people there who.
Obviously, Nancy will be fun to see how she goes. She'll be after a bit of redemption.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was running.
Yeah. She's been posting lots of like she's basically doing the sitting in a hot car. That's she's getting heat training.
Shillag. She is a favourite. She crewed the New Zealand team in Taipei. There you go, for the 24-hour track. She was crew, would you believe? Yeah, that's how I met her. I had no idea she was there, like this ridiculously good elite runner. Emily Horgood and Fu Zhao Zhang. She's the favourite. So, yeah.
Eden Nilsson. Yeah, there's some names.
It's just going to be cool. It starts at midnight on Saturday night, go through all your Sunday, and we'll finish late Sunday, or depending how fast they are, Sunday afternoon, evening. And it looks set to be an absolute banger.
But what are the point that I would like to make, and it's something that echoes something that you say about our Australian friends, as that, like, per capita and with the population that they have, we knock them out of the park with our elite runners.
Yeah,
on the trail, not on the road, not on middle distance, not on the road. Like, there's
Aussies are rubbish at 100 milers. Yeah, I've said it out loud. Yeah, no, our if you look at the big ones, the UTMB, Western States, Hard Rock, the Kiwis have just crushed it.
Yeah,
historically, absolutely amazing. Especially the females, right? We've got Ruth winning Western. We've got,
Anna Frost won Hard Rock.
Thank you. My brain just went completely blank on Anna Frost. Twice, right? I think she won it twice. Yep. So, yeah.
Caitlin, I feel for her, right? Like, your first 100-miler, and you're doing it with eyes on you from a racing perspective. Like, people, I want to say expecting big things because I don't want Caitlin to listen and think that. But, like, I have hope for her to do well, but also recognising that it's a whole new frontier for her.
Oh, I remember talking to Ruth back in the day. I think the first time we had Ruth on DCR, and she was running for Scott, and she was like, #PoleStuck. That was her hashtag. Never done a 100-miler, don't really want to do one.
I think she still stands by that.
Yeah, I think she probably stands by that.
Don't think she entirely loves the 100-mile distance.
But yeah, incredible. Can't wait to watch that. And how cool would it be? So again, this would be cool. And again, standing by my first comment that personally my attention starts to drift. How cool would it be if Dead Cow was still going on at the same time?
Oh, wow. Sunday? It's quite a long, I don't know how far that is, but it is a long way.
It's very silly.
And moving on. Well,
I was going to say, speaking of a long way, my mate, shout out to me, Aussie mate Stephen, who just finished, what is it called? HOTS, last Heart of the South, I think it's called, where it was a 400-mile run. It's non-stop, and you basically start with a couple of bottles of water and some snacks, and you get on a bus. You park at the finish line, and you get on a bus, and you get driven in any direction that Laz has chosen for 400 miles, and then you stop in a town, you stay overnight, and you start running back to the start line on a course that he's prescribed, so it's loaded onto your watch, that sort of carry on, but you don't know where you're going to be. And we're talking like crossing 2 states. It's a damn long way. And I love the adventure aspect of that, You got to stop every, he said that what were they called? Dollar Generals or something? Stores? Mm-hmm. Dollar General store? Became invaluable because obviously you needed to buy food, and they'd stop at laundromats, so he'd sleep for an hour while his clothes were being washed so he could put them on again and keep running.
Is he naked?
Good question. I didn't ask how that works.
That's when your bivvy bag would come in very
Maybe
handy.
that is what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Very good question.
Washing machine.
But I love the minimalist nature of it, and the fact that, you're covering a vast amount of terrain across America, and I don't know, it just seemed like a good, and he had a good time, got second, so damn good show, mate.
Oh, well done.
It took 7 days, but yeah, it's not an easy one.
No.
Incredible. Right, last thing. This is from you, Andrew. The merits of putting it all out there before you start your race.
Yeah.
What does that refer to specifically?
I was confused.
Obviously, I'm specifically referring right now to Sam Harvey and his 150 laps that he has basically said that's what we're doing. Now, we all know Sam, he loves to give out a massive audacious goal and go for it. That's how he operates, and he seems very comfortable with that. I don't think it affects him, but of course it does create an air of expectation. If he ran 115 hours but only ended up being the assist, now for the rest of us that's ridiculously good, right? And I think most people would see that as an amazing achievement. But of course, because he's put out there that he's going to go 150, and hey man, I hope he does. That'd be epic. Of course, Matt, you would have logged off, 3 days prior, but the rest of us will be really interested.
I would have logged off. I said I would have got less interested.
I just wonder, by creating such a high level of expectation, does it mean that anything that's not quite that, which would have been amazing otherwise, is seen as failure?
I think he's very savvy on social media. I think he's more savvy than we perhaps give him credit for. And I think that he is a master of getting eyes on him. So engagement. I think he's very, very good at that. And I actually think he's very, very good at that in person as well. I think that I don't also think that there will ever be an itch that boy can scratch. So if he gets 150 laps,
right,
he'll want to go 100. Yeah, he'll want to go 200. There will always be something that he won't be able to get at, and so that'll keep pushing him. And I think that, but we all do that to greater or lesser extent. You think about, I don't know, you could say, Matt, you said, you were going to finish Tarawera, you didn't. I sort of put it out there, right? Like people say, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, but I think it's the manner of the delivery. I think that kind of is both inspiring. It's very clever, and it's somewhat. I've used the thing before. It's generationally jarring. I find it a bit jarring.
Well, our Napoleonic Island syndrome of pull your head in. That's what Kiwis do, isn't it? Oh, mate, come on, don't stand out from the crowd. Keep your head down.
If he's got and this is the thing, and again, again, setting aside my decreasing returns of interest, you got an incredible bunch of people there who could, if you think about it, if they get to that thing, but it's like Kerry says as well, the thing that they're going to need to be managing, it's a sleeping contest, It's a sleep deprivation contest at that point.
It's funny you should say that. There's literally on the live stream, they just had a guy snoring.
Yeah.
You can manage your live stream.
You manage your sleep, you can manage your food, you can manage your body, you can keep going, right? Until there's some sort of collapse. So I definitely think it's possible. Ellie?
I think it's all of the things that you said, but I also think it's a psychological tactic. He's doing it because if I'm running alongside him and I'm at lap 80 and I'm going, this is really hard. He said he's going to go for pretty much twice as long. I'm out, man. I'm not going for that long. What's the point? Yep. So I reckon it's actually his way of trying to get in the other contenders' heads before the race. Whether he plans on doing that or not, he doesn't have to. But it's his way of going, this is my standard.
Yeah, although it's probably not going to work on... Phil Gore won't care a single thing about what Sam Harvey says. And I don't think... Is it Merton Gertz? Is that how you say his name?
Yep.
And Harvey Lewis. I don't think they're going to be sucked in by any of it. So I think his biggest adversaries there are probably not going to fall for that, shall we say. But it's certainly effective. If you're in a backyard back here and you're at 35 laps and it's just you and Sam Harvey left.
Yeah.
How long are you going to go? You're going to go, you'll be after personal best for sure. But, there is definitely that element to it.
I don't even know if that's kind of, again, I don't know if that's, I don't know if that brings out, again, and this is nothing, so remove Sam Harvey from the equation, right? And insert anyone who can run 150 laps. If we want to grow the sport and always that guy's turn or that girl's turning up, are you going to get people, do you get more people dropping out? Just go, I can't, it's like you said, Ellie, it's this dude. it was this girl, and she can run 150 laps. So what's the point of trying? I don't know. I don't know if it's an interesting.
It does touch on one of the problems that backyard is facing, of course, is everyone's getting too good at it. And what used to be really interesting, like
I'm still shit at it.
Okay, a lot of runners are getting really good at it, and so what used to be. We ran 30 odd hours. I remember Katie ran 30 hours and it was mind blowing. It was so good. And it was a bit of fun and it was all over in a day and a bit. We all had a cool weekend and we all go home. That was great, And now it's like, okay, put aside the week, be ready to have flights that you can adjust if you want to do well. I think for anyone after their own personal achievements, that's fine. It doesn't matter. They're unaffected by this, right? If you're trying to do your furthest ever run and that happens to be 5 loops and you do it, then that's a success for you personally, and that's fine. And that is still an essence of a backyard's success. However, if you want to try and win one of these things, you're in one of the bigger fields, it's just days and days and days. And every year that goes by, it's like an extra day. So I'm starting to come around to Matt's point of view that it may be getting a bit damn long.
But perhaps, maybe that's also part of Sam's throwdown, is that it actually draws those people together to go, okay, well, I'm of that caliber. Let's do this together. So whether that's I don't know. I don't know what the.
I mean, that's exactly what we're seeing right now, isn't it? We're seeing 4 of the best runners, plus a few others that are really damn good, all getting together in a random field in Queensland to pull this off.
And I have to admit, I was sort of caught out by how big Dead Cow was. I love that. I love that it's big. I love that. Again, it's that thing. I love that it brings people together, and I love that. Also,
big as in notoriety or big as in the amount of people?
The amount of people.
Have you seen the Sydney one? Oh my goodness!
I know that's not really true.
The High Rocks version of backyard.
That's right. Did you wax your nipples, sir? And what I will say about backyard ultras, and this is the thing. Again, I'm not saying I don't like them. What I really love about them is that. You could say, oh, yeah, I ran Tarawera the same year as Timothy Olsen, right? So did I get to run with Timothy? I ran in the same field with him. Did I get to run with him? No, I didn't. In a backyard ultra, all those people, at some point, and maybe some of them won't, you're with the crew for a lot longer. I like that aspect of it. You get to be much more in the same space. You might be running with someone for a lap you might run with Sam Harvey for a lap. You might run with, Harvey Lewis for a lap. You might run with Jane McAlpine for a lap. I love that about that, I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've run with Jim Walmsley twice now, but he wouldn't know.
For how long? 10 seconds?
Not even that.
Did you elbow into the front? Did you back in?
Yeah, see the just disappearing into the distance. Hey, look, it continues to grow. It's clearly a success. I think most people, when they're doing a backyard, are after their own personal success. And I think as far as that's concerned, long may that last. I think it's excellent. People like, I guess myself, who are kind of caught in the middle where, I've done 30 hours. I'm sure if I gave it a really good go, I could do a bit longer. But I also think to myself, I haven't got the time. I can't put 5-6 days into this. So I'm not going to. I'm not even going to try, right? Because either I'll be disappointed by, getting wasted by everybody, and I would have still put 36 hours into it and sort of come away going, oh man, there's still 12 people left or whatever. And so I think people like me kind of fall out of the whole thing because I'm not good enough, or plus don't have the time to put 5 days into this. And I'm not trying to, running for 30 hours is not the greatest interest. I'm not wording it right, but I find myself somewhere in the middle.
I think you are. I think you are. And I think that's the thing. And sort of again, looping back, I think that's the thing for me, the loss of interest is the time. Yeah. Rebecca Short is the absolute polar opposite. She gets so into it. She is dot watching. She's waking up in the middle of the night to refresh.
Wow.
Yeah, she is so into it. It's not all bad here.
I'm like that about UTMB. or Western states, but
me too.
More because it's like my friends that are doing it, like Ruth or Caitlin or something like that. So I'm like, I want to know how they're going.
Plus, it helps when your friends are really good at it too.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's kind of a double win. You get to watch your friends going. Plus, it's a competitive level that they're at.
Yeah.
So it's a race as well.
Well, have we come to? Is that the end of the innings? Do you think?
Oh, lovely work.
We're just getting warmed up, mate. We're just getting warmed up.
We're really just
here for
playing
another
ourselves
6
in.
days.
We're still patting the ball down, mate. It's just
A
blocking.
little shine on the ball.
Yeah, forward defensive.
Look, let us know what you think in the comments. Let us know what you think about if the punishment meets the alleged crime. Let us know what you think about Western states, who you think is going to take it out, and let us know what you think about the pros and cons of putting it all out there before you start your race. Dirt Church Radio AidStation podcast. I'm Matt Raymond.
I'm Ellie Pottinger.
I'm Andrew McDowell, and very lucky that I haven't got onto my raging about the maungas around Auckland and the closure of all the trails, but we'll save that for another day.
Amen.